It's always lots of fun whenever Dollar Tree brings out all of their wrapping paper. We get so many different colors and patterns that we can use for DIY projects, as well as some really fun hacks. So I have some fun ideas I wanted to share with you all today. Please leave me a big thumbs up and let's hop on into it. Okay, so first up we are grabbing one of these wooden crates. These are $10 at Dollar Tree. They say made in America and they're really nice quality. I have seen them up to like 16 bucks at other places, so I still feel like the $10 is a great deal. But I wanted to share with you all how to use wrapping paper on these crates and make it look like a really fun festive Christmas item. So they have several different wrapping paper styles at the Dollar Tree, more whimsical as well as a more classical look. For the crate, I went with something that was not shiny. I wanted to have more of like a high-end look and kind of blend into the wood tones of this crate. So all you have to do is add some Mod Podge onto the wooden slats. I didn't even worry about applying the wrapping paper to the sides, just decorated the front because this is going to be setting against a wall and going to look really pretty from the front. Go ahead and Mod Podge a couple of the slats and put the wrapping paper right on top, smooth it out, and then finish the bottom. You will want to cut in between the little wooden pieces so that you can sand this down. Then you let the Mod Podge dry and do a coat on top. You can choose to stain this wooden crate before you get started. I feel like it would give it more of a darker look and make it look a little bit more like my home decor, but I just left this natural wood and I still feel like it looks really pretty. It does coordinate with this style of wrapping paper. I love the greenery on this as well as the small little subtle pops of red. But go ahead, let that Mod Podge dry, and then you can sand the edges by pulling it away from the crate or going side to side on the edges. But I feel like it helps the paper to pull away very easily and give you that perfect line on the edge. You can even choose to kind of sand down the paper itself if you want more of a distressed look. But after you completely get finished, go ahead and add an extra layer of Mod Podge to make sure it's not going to peel up or go anywhere. But I feel like this is so beautiful and it is just a perfect little container to style blankets in for this Christmas. Alright, so just hanging on the edge of the aisle, I found these Crafter's Square wooden frames. You get 4 for the $1.25. They had a couple of different styles, but really you just need one pack of them to make 4 ornaments. I'm going to make ornaments for the tree using the wrapping paper. I'm going to be framing different Christmas trees off of the wrapping paper. I love that they are all going to coordinate well together but be different little trees. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some golden rub and buff and just paint that on the frame. You can just rub this on there like intended, but using a paintbrush works too. Just make sure after you're done you take like a dry brush to knock off any of the excess little dried flakes on the edges. And then you just want to mark where you want to cut it out, and then glue the frame directly on the wrapping paper. You could add cardstock or something to the back, but I'm just going to leave these as is, and they make the cutest little colorful frames. You could really dress up a tree on a budget, and you could even coordinate these to the presents that's under the tree, like using the same wrapping paper to wrap your gifts. I think that would look really good, but I love how these are like golden and red, and the green is perfect. Add a little hanger with a bead to the top and you're ready to go. I think these would also be really great magnets if you wanted to dress up the fridge. Just pop a few magnets on the back edges and it would look great as well. But for these, they're going to look so good hung on the tree. You can make so many of those for just a few bucks. It's no secret that I absolutely love the LED candles at the Dollar Tree, and using this same like craft paper wrapping paper that I love, you can wrap these candles in there and make it look so good. So there is a large, medium, and small candle. For the large one, I am using 3 of the squares that has like the guidelines on the back of the wrapping paper. So I just kind of judged it by 3 squares wide on the largest one. Then I cut off an extra row, used the 2 squares for the middle one, and then cut it back down to use 1 square row on the smallest one. And that kind of kept them really even, stepping it down for each little candle. They look so good grouped together. I wrapped some of the jute twine around each of them, so then I could stuff down in a little bit of greenery and red berries just to make them have extra details. And I just think it adds so much to them, and you could easily cut this off and use them for the next season. Okay, and then the wrapping paper gives us the opportunity to make over large pieces and make them look a lot better, covering up pretty much any old sign that you would have. So Dollar Tree puts out these small little signs that are kind of awkward to hang on your wall. They look a little cheap, but you can definitely make these look a lot better on a budget. I'm just pulling off the Merry Christmas and getting rid of the buffalo print, which I don't really have a ton of right now, and then covering this larger sign with some wrapping paper. Now I can't even believe that I have this sign for $1.25. I know, I feel like if it was at Dollar Tree right now, they would want $5 for it, but it was just a larger wooden frame sign that I think I picked up a bunch of them last year because they were just really good quality. But you can make over Goodwill signs or any thrift store find. But the big secret here is to paint the back of the frame with a dark blue or black when you have wrapping paper that has those guidelines on there, because if I just Mod Podge down the wrapping paper, those lines are going to show through. So I go ahead and paint that with a darker color, let it dry. The chalk paint was really runny. I had to shake it up, but I go ahead and cover that and then Mod Podge down the wrapping paper, cut away the excess, and then apply the sign. And this looks like it was absolutely made for this sign, and I feel like makes it look so much better than just on that small little buffalo check. So after everything was completely dry, I am going to go in with some rope and go around the edges because I didn't get the wrapping paper perfect, and this is going to hide all the imperfections. You could definitely find like a pom-pom trim or something if you want this to be more whimsical, but I feel like the nautical rope definitely ties in with the rustic barn as well as the tree and the deer on this photo, so I just go ahead and use it. And then after I get it glued down, I do take a lighter and singe off any of the excess little hairs coming off of the rope, but I feel like this definitely upgraded the sign, and I won't be embarrassed to like prop this up on the bookshelf. Another fun way to use wrapping paper is just to stick it inside of these little jar lids, especially the kind where they are 2 pieces. You can easily just trace around the flat piece and then put it inside of the ring, the canning ring, and these will really dress up any jar that you have, really inexpensive on a budget. I tried to trace around a couple of different styles of the snowflakes. I feel like it looks a lot better that way. I put the larger one in the center and then just tied a ribbon around the edges. I feel like going with more of like the blue, white, and just burlap ribbon. These are going to last all winter long. If you wanted to make these more Christmas themed, you could go with like red. I feel like the Christmas tree wrapping paper that I used earlier would work great for these. And then I just filled them with some peppermints and Christmas candy and displayed these really cute. But I feel like they are a great way to use pieces that you already have, just dressing them up a tiny bit more. Alright, so for the next craft, you'll need a couple of glass containers, and I'm just using this glass that fits down into a larger glass container. And this is still really budget friendly. The larger glass costs $3. This little $1.25 glass could be replaced with anything that you have at home, even like a plastic cup. You're not going to see it. You probably could even use like a paper towel roll, but I am just wrapping it with wrapping paper, gluing it down in place, folding it over, and then gluing it down inside of the larger glass. And this is going to make the cutest vase that you can display your favorite Christmas florals in. And it's going to look really fun because we're going to add some snow around the edges. So you can use the fake snow or the glitter to put in the edges, and then I'm taking a few little pieces of the greenery to put around it to make it look more like a wintry scene. I love that there's snowflakes on this pattern. Put in the branches and it's ready to go. So once again, trying to dress up just a cheap Dollar Tree sign, but this time instead of having like the larger, nicer frame, I'm going to share with you how to just use cheap signs to make this. So I have a couple of just cheap home signs, and I'm going to be connecting these together with some popsicle sticks, flipping this over, and then you have a flat blank sign ready to go. So just hot glue down these large jumbo popsicle sticks, flip the sign over, and then covering it with some of this really fun tree but yet neutral wrapping paper. I cut it down to size, glue it down in place, and then I can attach the sign to the front. You could also use Mod Podge for this, but I have learned in the past that sometimes if you opt for just like a glue stick, it does not wrinkle your wrapping paper as much. So I go ahead, just use my Elmer's glue stick, glue this down in place, using the sandpaper hack of just pulling it over the edge to get that perfect clean cut edge, and then you're ready to attach the sign. I forgot, but I did paint it white first, just kind of lightly going over it. Now this says peace, and it was missing the little insert of the P and the A. If that bothered you, you could create something like out of cardboard to put in the center, but I didn't mind if it was flat, so I just took a small little paintbrush and just hand drew it on there. But you could leave this out. It just bothered me being super blank and looking like it was unfinished. Go ahead, let that dry, and then attaching a hanger to the top. I feel like if you actually take the time to drill the holes in the top of the sign, it not only looks better, it's going to last a lot longer than just trying to hot glue the string to the back. Just making sure that you drill your hole bigger than whatever kind of string or hanger that you want to use. I left these little wooden beads on a garland that I had, so I put that up there and then just tied a little ribbon around one of the edges, added some greenery as well as this little wooden snowflake. It really dresses it up, and I feel like this sign is super cute, and it just upgraded the plain little peace sign so much.
Thank you guys so much for checking out today's video. If you have any more wrapping paper hacks, leave those down in the comments. Maybe I can put them in another video. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye.